You might think that most VTubers make their money from ads and donations, but after analyzing 7 successful VTubers, I found something totally different. I went through the public data of 7 VTubers: Shylily, Bao the Whale, Giga, Grimmy, Kana Yanagi, Pillow Deer, and Shibuya Hao. These are all in the top 1% of VTubers with 60,000 followers or more. What I found was a clear pattern. The top earners aren't just streaming, they're building businesses. They're diversifying their income, thinking like CEOs, and creating revenue streams that work even when they're offline. I'm going to show you the obvious stuff first, the baseline revenue that everyone uses, but then I'll show you the strategies most people totally miss. So let's get started with the basics. Pretty much every VTuber, big or small, uses the same 3 revenue streams: ads, memberships, and donations. Both YouTube and Twitch offer ad revenue and membership options where fans pay monthly for perks, and then of course there are donations, super chats on YouTube, bits, and tips on Twitch. Everyone knows about these 3 because they're the basics. Then there's merchandise. VTubers are based on anime-style characters, and anime characters sell merch, so it's a natural fit. As you grow, usually around 10,000 followers or so, brand deals become an option. Sponsored streams, ads in the overlay, discount links in the description. Companies like GamerSupps actively look for VTubers to partner with. They'll give you affiliate codes and you get a cut of sales. So these are the ones that you can figure out just by watching VTubers that you follow. But here is where it gets interesting. The first strategy that I noticed is premium content behind paywalls. Kana Yanagi and Pillow Deer both do ASMR content, but they don't just upload it for free, they put it behind memberships. Kana uses Patreon. She has around 672 paid subscribers across a $5 tier and a $20 tier. That's roughly $5,000 per month just from Patreon. Pillow Deer uses YouTube memberships and pulls in about $2,000 per month. So why does this work? Because ASMR is premium content. It takes more effort than a standard stream: special equipment, preparation, editing. They know there's demand for it, and they deliver it regularly behind a paywall. Bao the Whale does the same thing, but with NSFW content. I've seen smaller VTubers use platforms like Fansly or Patreon for exclusive content too. While it isn't for everybody, it clearly works. The key here is recurring revenue. These aren't one-time purchases, they're monthly subscriptions. And smaller VTubers can definitely do this. You just need to create content that fans see as premium, recognize the demand, and deliver consistently. You don't need 60,000 followers to start this. You can do it with 1,000 true fans. The next strategy is building a superfan ecosystem, and Giga is the master of this. Giga has a faction system built into her Twitch streams. When you follow her, you're encouraged to join one of these 3 factions. You earn faction points in chat, and the factions compete against each other. This isn't just for fun. It creates identity and loyalty. Her followers aren't just viewers, they're faction members. They have a connection to her community that goes beyond just watching the streams. Here's the brilliant part. She sells faction-specific merchandise. By joining a faction, fans build loyalty to her brand. That loyalty means they might follow her if she switches platforms. They'll buy her merch. They'll show up consistently. She's not just selling to viewers, she's selling to community members who have an identity tied to her brand. That's a completely different level of engagement. And you can start building this at any size. It's not about the scale, it's about the system. Many VTubers dream of being invited to big events. Collabs, charity streams, tournaments, these bring a lot of exposure. But Kana Yanagi and Shibuya Hao do not wait for invitations. They create the events. Kana organizes VTuber Mario Kart tournaments, karaoke relays, Minecraft servers, you name it. By being the organizer, she gets massive exposure. She networks with every VTuber who attends, building connections that others just don't have. Shibuya Hao takes this even further. He runs large-scale tournaments and integrates sponsors directly into them. He has ongoing partnership with Galleria, a Japanese PC company. They provide PCs as tournament prizes. Not only does this fund his events, but Hao also gets a percentage of PC sales that come through this promotion. Think about that. Most VTubers are hoping to be invited to events. Hao is creating the event, getting the exposure, building the network, and getting paid by sponsors. Where others are waiting for opportunities, these 2 are creating them, and they take a cut while they're doing it. This is what it looks like to think like a business owner, not just a creator. Now here is where it gets very interesting. Some VTubers aren't just making income, they're building equity in actual businesses. Shibuya Hao co-founded Neoporte, a Japanese VTuber agency. He owns 25% of it. Neoporte was successful enough to be acquired by Brave Group, and that merger likely earned Hao over $1 million US. You might not know this, but Shylily actually owns 5% of GamerSupps. She also owns a trading card game called V-Card TCG, which features existing VTubers and is actually sold on GamerSupps' website. So she's not just a creator, she's a businesswoman, a business orca, and she's making strategic moves. This works at smaller scales too. Grimmy, with 88,000 Twitch followers, started a hot sauce company featuring her VTuber persona and others, and her first batch sold out immediately. She connected her persona to a real business, and it worked. This is becoming more common among YouTubers, building businesses alongside their channels. But it's rare in the VTuber space because many VTubers follow the traditional Japanese idol model, which doesn't involve creating products. But we are not bound by that. VTubers can start companies, launch products, and build equity, just like any other YouTuber. And when you own equity in a business, you're not just earning income, you're building wealth. So, here's what these 7 top VTubers have in common. First, they diversify their income streams. They don't just rely on ads or on donations, they have multiple revenue sources working simultaneously. Second, they think like business owners, not just content creators. You can make the best content in the world, but without revenue, you cannot sustain it. You need money to live and to keep creating. Third, they build systems that earn even when they're offline. Merchandise, premium content, and equity, these all generate revenue without requiring them to stream 24/7. And fourth, they cultivate superfans, not just viewers. They pay attention to what their audience needs and they deliver on those needs. That's what drives growth and revenue. The shift here is from I'm a content creator to I'm running a business. That is the difference. So, what does this mean for you and for me? If you're a smaller creator like me, I have about 100 subscribers right now. The focus should be on planning ahead and changing your mindset. Think about what you want to build, what skills do you have outside of VTubing, and how can you integrate them. I'm building my reputation as someone who's knowledgeable about VTuber monetization, so I can later work with other VTubers to help them monetize and grow. That is my long-term play. If you're bigger, think about merchandise. What do you want to create? How will you launch it? Think about premium content. Can you create something that fans would pay for monthly? You should show them what they'll get before you ask them to subscribe. You can start this with 1,000 to 5,000 subscribers. You don't need to be huge. Building equity in an existing business might not be feasible right now, but you can still start a business while VTubing. Position yourself as a business-oriented VTuber. That's a competitive advantage. The key takeaway is this. Start thinking like a CEO. Diversify your income, build systems that work for you even when you're not working, and pay attention to what your fans actually need. That's what these successful VTubers do, and you can start today. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, all that jazz. I'm posting more content like this, deep dives into what actually works for VTubers and creators. Follow me on X at @MeridianSensei for daily insights on content creation, monetization, and building a sustainable creator business, and to follow me as I grow my channel. And if you're a VTuber who wants a personalized monetization audit, drop a comment below that says audit, and I'll reach out to the first few people. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.